One of the applications of vector projections is in calculating the work done by a force in moving an object in a specific direction. So when work is done by a constant force that acts in the same direction of motion as the object, for example, if my force is acting in this direction, we're dragging the object in the same direction as the line of motion, then the work done in dragging the object a distance of the magnitude of vector d is the magnitude of the force times the magnitude of vector d. So we multiply force times distance to get the work done when the force is in the direction of motion of the object. However, if the force is not acting in the same direction as the line of motion of the object, as in this second diagram, notice that I've drawn the force so that it's pulling the object up a little bit, but we're dragging, so think of a string, and we're dragging this box along its line of motion, which is represented by vector d. Then, assuming still that our force is constant, then the work is actually done by the component of the force along the line of motion. So let's write that down. The work is done by the component of the force F in the direction of the motion. And so that is going to be a vector projection. So let's think about this a little bit. If the work now is going to be done by the component of the force in the direction of motion, that means that the work is done by this vector. And this vector has a magnitude. So this is the projection of vector F onto vector D. And we know that its magnitude is the scalar projection. So we know that the scalar projection of F onto D then would be the magnitude of F times the cosine of the angle. We developed that in the last couple of videos. That gives us the magnitude of the force that's acting in the direction of motion. And so now we can write an expression for the work done when the force is not in the same direction of motion, and the work then is done by the component of the force in the direction of motion. So that's going to be the magnitude of the component of the force, right? So we'll go back to how work is defined, right? It's magnitude of force times direction as long as they're in the same direction. So this is going to be the magnitude of the component of the force in the direction of motion, and that's going to be the magnitude of F times cosine theta, and we multiply this by the direction of motion, or the distance in which, the distance in which the object is moved, and that's going to be the magnitude of vector d, which gives us the direction of motion. And so now we have that work is the magnitude of force F times the magnitude of the distance in which we drag the object times the cosine of the angle between the two vectors, and this then is just the dot product of the force and the direction vector, or the distance in which we move the object. So work is defined as the dot product of F and D, where D is the direction vector, the direction of motion. So the distance in which we move the object. Okay, this is going to come in handy later in the semester also when we talk about work done by vector fields. Okay, so for right now, let's do an example, just applying our formula. Let's suppose that we have a vector given by 2i plus 3j plus 4k, and it moves a particle along a line segment from P to Q, where P has coordinates 1, 2, 1, and Q has coordinates 3, 6, 5. So we've got a diagram. Maybe this is the segment P, Q. We have some force that's acting on an object. We're dragging an object, a particle, and we need to figure out what is the work done by the component of the force along PQ when we move the particle from P to Q. So let's think about what we're going to need to solve this problem. We know that work is defined as the dot product of our force vector and the direction vector. And here D is going to be our vector from P to Q. So to find D, we need vector PQ. And we know how to compute vector PQ if we know the coordinates of P and Q. And we will do that by subtracting corresponding coordinates. Starting with Q, we have 3 minus 1 is 2. The second coordinate, 6 minus 2 is 4. And the third coordinate, 5 minus 1 is 4. So that is our vector PQ, which represents the direction in which we're moving the particle. Okay, we also have that our force vector is the vector 2, 3, 4. And the work is going to be the dot product between the force and the direction vector. So that's going to be 2, 3, 4. Dot product with 2, 4, 4. And we know how to compute the dot product here. We multiply corresponding components of the two vectors and then add. And so 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 4 is 12, and 4 times 4 is 16. This gives us 32. And since F, the magnitude of the force, since F is in newtons and D is in meters, right? The magnitude of the distance, this is in meters, then our final answer is going to be in Newton meters, which are joules.